is such a random video because I just thought of it just now, you know. So like I think last month or like a few months ago, maybe like last year, I saw a tweet on Twitter, okay? I did not see a tweet on Facebook. I saw a tweet on Twitter, okay? And the tweet said something like, I sometimes forget that my siblings have their whole different lives, their own lives. I see them as side characters in mine. Something like that. Basically, the tweet said that this person sometimes forgets that their siblings have their own different lives, a whole different life, because this person sees their siblings as a side character in their life. And I saw that and I was like, and there are like so many replies to that, and so many people felt the same way. Did I just get voice crack? Way. And the thing is, like, I felt it's something that, you know, something that you think about and you never tell people. That kind of, you know, like that kind of shower thoughts kind of video that you never thought happened to other people, or you never thought people thought about until someone mentioned it. You're like, wait, I thought I was the only one with that. It's amazing how people, by the way, those people who actually voice it out, thank you, because I would never know that these people, you know, it's like that kind of thing where you have a running nose and you start to regret all the times where you took your nose for granted, and then you find out that other people also thought the same, you know, that kind of thing. Something that you never thought to tell people, and then when you found out that other people also have it, you're like, wait, what? So yeah, I read that tweet and I was like, wow, that's so interesting, because I don't know about the side character thing, but I remember as a kid, I used to feel like I'm the only one who actually exists. Does that make sense? Like I'm the only real person, and everyone around me is like, not to say not real, but not to say they're not alive, but they're just not really that, they're not really here. How do I explain it? I felt like I was the only one having a real experience in this world, or something like that. And everyone around me is just, no, they're just there, but they don't have a life. Do you get what I mean? It's such a weird thing to think about. Like, I used to feel like that as a kid. Like, am I the only real person in this world? It's such a weird thing to think about, because sometimes now I think about that also, but not in that way. I know I'm real. But the thing is, do you ever realize that everyone around you has a whole different life? Like, their 365 days in a year is different than your 365 days in a year. And their whole life experience is different from yours. Like, even if it's someone close to you, your sibling, who you would think would have the same life as you, kinda, they also have a totally different life. And imagine someone on the other side of the world, they have a different family. I've thought about that. Can you imagine having a different family? I've imagined myself in my friends' families, like trying to figure out how do they live. It's just weird to imagine having different parents, living in a different house every single day, staying in a different bed, lying in a different bed. It's just weird. Like, no one has the same life experience, no matter how similar it is. You know, even someone in the same family as you has a different life. Someone in the same town as you has a different life. And if you were born as a different person, if you happen to be born as a different person, right? Your whole life experience would be so different. You'll be a different... What? Can you imagine having different hobbies? Like, it's just weird, and I've been thinking about that recently. Yes, I think about stuff like this, I know. It's just a weird thing to think about, and it's very... something that will make you like, what? Everyone has a different life. Everyone is different. Like, when you see someone walking past, that person in your life is just someone who walked past. But in their life, you are someone who they walk past. Do you know what I mean? Like, we see people as just these people who pass by. People who we just see every day, they just pass by. But actually there's a whole life going on behind the scenes that we don't see. That guy, like, if you are on the road and like a driver makes you mad, you only see him as the driver who made you mad. And if you describe him to someone else, like if you, after, you know, whatever, he didn't use his signal light and you're mad about that, and then after that you go and meet your friend and you tell your friend about it, you will say the guy who didn't use his signal light, because that's all he is to you. but actually behind the scenes, he is a dad, he is a brother, he has a whole life, he has a job, his favorite food is kway teow. You know, like, wow. I feel like we always see people as these things that pass by. And the more I think about this recently, this is a really weird thing. I don't know if anyone does this. Comment down below if you do this, or if you're someone who thinks about life. I've done this, and I did this yesterday also. I mean, I do this sometimes, most of the time, and this happened yesterday, so I'll explain the one that happened yesterday. I was at a mall, right? Yeah. So I know MCO. It's okay. I was just there for a short while. I just had to follow my auntie to just buy food. I wasn't like hanging out, okay? COVID. So I was just waiting there with my auntie for the food. Okay? We were waiting outside Sugar Bun. We ordered from Sugar Bun and we waited outside. We didn't like go inside. So yeah, we were just waiting. And then there were this family that was passing by. And I think this grandma, just a few, like 3 ladies I think. And they're like passing by. And I found myself imagining, partly maybe because I was bored waiting for the food, and partly because maybe I was like, you know, I was doing this thinking about life thing, right? And when this woman, one of the women passed by, I imagined myself as her. And I imagined her view. Can you imagine, your whole life, you only get to see things from your view. Right now, I'm looking at the phone, taking my video. But you will never see what this looks like to me. You know, you will never get to know how it felt like filming this video. Me right now, looking at the wall, you'll never know what the wall looks like from this view. Unless you are me right now. You'll never know what this setup looks like from my view. Unless you are me right now. Because all you see is what you see. And so I imagine when this woman was passing by, I imagine me as her. And I imagine it from her point of view, passing by me. And that was so weird. I do that sometimes. So does I imagine, like, so I think like the other day my auntie came into the room and looked at me. And I imagine myself as her looking at me. Like, you will never know what you look like to other people. You know, when someone enters a room and looks at you, what do you look like? Do you ever think about that? I thought about that, you know, yesterday I imagined myself as that woman passing by me. Because like I was standing here and she's passing by. So what I see is her passing by, right? So I imagine myself as her walking, passing by me. That was so weird. Imagine looking at myself standing there. That was so weird. Now what do I look like? So I wonder what I look like. If you look at me, what do you see? If you stand there right now and look at me sitting here, that's so weird. Because I don't know what I look like from another person's perspective. I don't know what it feels to walk into a room and see me. You know, like, that's crazy, bro. And also, like, yesterday, also the same day that I was waiting for the food, or probably like the day before, I was also waiting for the food with my auntie. And there was this family that came. I mean, this family that was like passing by, and they were calling the kids. There was 2 small kids. There was a Chinese family. And I was looking at them, you know, and I thought, that's a family right there in front of me, right? That Chinese family with the 2, I think it was a boy and a girl. They were like very small kids. And I was looking at this family. And I thought, wow, these kids will never know what it feels like to be in a different family. Again, like what I said. You know, you ever imagine what it's like to be in a different family? Having different parents, living with different people, living in a different house. That's crazy, bro. And also I find myself imagining, like when I watch a movie, I imagine myself as the actors. You know, when you watch a movie, you see the characters, like one is here and one is here, they're talking, right? But actually from this actor's point of view, this is what he sees. Do you get what I mean? Like when you watch a movie, you see this. But if you were this actor, this is your view. And if you're this actor, this is your view. You know, like, our whole life we just see out of our view. We will never know what it's like to pass by ourselves on the street. But that's what happens to us all the time. Someone passes us all the time on the street, and we feel like we are a main character in the world, but actually we are just a side character in someone else's world. The same way how everyone else is a side character in ours. You ever feel like you're so important, but actually to that person who you pass by, you are just someone to pass by? You know, like, I don't even know where this video is going. It's just something that, you know, I've been thinking about lah. And like, do you guys ever, comment down below if you've ever done that. If you've ever imagined yourself as someone else looking at you, just because you want to know what it's like to look at you. Is it weird? Like, the way I stand. Is it weird? I'll never know. I'll never know what it looks like from someone's point of view. You know, I'm not talking about photos. I'm talking about someone actually looking at me with their eyes. It's weird. We only get to see things from our point of view from the rest of our life. And that's why we humans have a very messed up points of view. Because we only choose to see from what? From this. But if we choose to see it from a different point of view, that would probably affect us as humans too, and the way we think. I think that's why we as humans are very narrow-minded, because we choose to see what we see, and we don't choose to see what's deeper than that. Because all you see of a person is this waitress messed up my order. But you don't see that she has a life other than that. So to you, she's just a waitress who messed up your order. But actually, in her world, she's a main character with problems, with a family, with stuff like that. She woke up bad that morning, woke up in a bad mood, probably. She had a fight with her mother yesterday. But all you see is the waitress that messed up your order, and that is her identity to you. That's all you will know of her. You'll never know what she ate that morning, what she did last week. You'll never know. That's crazy. That's crazy. There's so many lives going on in this world. Once you think about that, it really makes you think. Like, wow. There really is much more to someone than just what you see. There's so much more. There's a whole story behind everyone who is on that bus with you, in the bus seats. There's a whole story. There's so much more going on behind the people who share the theater with you. When watching a movie and you're in the cinema, the person next to you has a story, the person in front of you has a story, the person behind you has they all have, like, there's a whole life going on. But all you see and all you remember of them is the person who sat next to you when you watch a movie, and that's all you will ever know, because you will never meet them again. Wow, that's a lot to think about. I don't know. This video is so weird. This is what happens when I just turn on the camera and let you see inside my brain. Wow. Okay, anyway, that's it for this video. That was really weird and thoughtful. That made me think too much. My brain is a bit gone right now. Okay, ooh, okay, enough of that. Comment down below your thoughts. Have you ever thought about this? And I'll see you in the next video.